me. Nobody trouble me. Don't trouble me, yeah? Heard that circle. Well, from a little bit, I been a hustler. All scraper, all paper chaser. Left chatting for later. No time waster. Me know fi rise to the top like a vapor. No boy never touch me for money. Me never yet been. No follow people me ever said. When you see the sexy body girl, them we never left them. If you no like me, me no like you. Me no big friend, I summit and I summit and I summit and do me one a thing and me no follow back. A man a chew me chat my own apart. That's why me boss in the bombo class. Alright then.
Greetings and welcome to Jesse I Interviews, recorded as always on the unceded Aboriginal lands of the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people of the Kulin Nation. This episode features an interview with the Jamaican dancehall and reggae artist Konshens, recorded at his home studio in Kingston back in 2012. It's not a long one, but I think it's worth a listen, especially given that he's been an important artist in dancehall over the last decade or two. Let's get straight into it. Jesse I interviews Konshens in July 2012.
Hey, 121. You know them? You know them? Konshens my name. Konshens my name.
You good?
Yalla.
Okay, so what part of Kingston is this? What?
This part of Kingston is called Havendale.
Havendale.
There.
Yeah. All right, so right now I'm in Havendale in Kingston, Jamaica with the artist Konshens. Thanks for joining us here on Babylon Burning.
Yeah, man, bless. It's a pleasure.
So I always like to start my interviews at the very beginning. I'd like to know where you were born and what life was like for you growing up.
I was born in Upper Camp, which is basically a military base in Jamaica. You understand? That was where I had the early stages of life. Father was a soldier, but at the same time, it wasn't an overly disciplined environment. And I said I went to regular high school, regular primary schools. So I had influences from all around, just like any other youth growing up. Music came into play when I was a teenager. Professionally, it came into play when I was a teenager, but it was always present from day one. Yeah.
So what led you to get interested in the music business?
My older brother, his name is Delos. He's the one that basically sparked that interest first, because I was a person who was looking up to him and he was going in that direction. You understand? And we naturally love music from day one as a fan, but linking up with Delos was when I started to ghostwrite and co-write until I started writing songs myself.
Okay, so what about in terms of actually recording? What was the first studio or a label that you voiced for?
We started going to Sugar Minot studio, the late Sugar Minot, rest in peace. You understand? But we didn't record there. We just basically in the yard, vibing with the artists them and seeing the whole vibe of being an artist and what it's all about. It was moving to Sherlock Crescent now, where we developed a thing called paying for studio time. There was a nearby community called Corville Gardens. We started buying studio time at Cashflow Studio. And that was where we did the first set of recordings officially.
Okay, how far back is that?
That was 2004.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it must be about 2005 that I first came to hear of Soja.
Yeah.
Which is you and your brother.
Yeah.
So what was the situation there?
Like I said, 9 to 5, regular 9 to 5 youths. You understand, but 90% or 95% of the salary goes back into music as a hobby at 9 times. So it just didn't add up. We know for a fact that we weren't going to put aside music. You understand? But at the same time, we didn't have the direction to say, all right, we're definitely going in the direction of music as a profession. But we are spending our last dime by studio time and things to do music. We had the first recording at Cashflow, a song named Panda Corner that went #1 in Japan. And that's what started the whole movement. We had a 1-month tour in Japan. We started doing dub plates and we started seeing the business side of the music and the monetary gain part of music. Understand? So that was how we started taking it serious as a profession.
Okay. I guess the first time that I came to know the name Konshens as separate from Soja was 2008. Rasta Imposter was the first song that really bust. Definitely in Australia, that was the first one that got a lot of airplay. Would you say that's the one that busts you in Jamaica as well?
The first song was a tune named Winner.
This year me a fi be the winner, cause me nah go me yard without my youth them dinner. I'm in a money making mood, can't touch the ends without me dogs them food.
That came to the right away, yeah man, and that came out at a very crucial time. because I think at that time the recession was the big thing, the big top and everybody's tongue, the recession. So to sing a song about hustling mentality and about ambition at that time, we just connect with everybody once. You understand?
Right.
Miss enough of them man not to up them head to get exposure. But a real Rasta man no run down riches like Dover. Them impersonating Rasta, but me Rasta friend them say but up a Rasta imposter.
Rasta Imposter was a big tune for us, obviously, and loving roots and culture music.
Yeah, man.
And Rastafari music, and I love the fact that you're obviously burning out false Rastas, so fashion dreads and so on. Speaking as somebody that loves Rastafari music but doesn't have locks,
Yeah.
obviously the same, you don't have locks either. Like you still sing a song like Judge I Know Everything. So tell us about the importance of spirituality to your music.
First of all, let me address the Rasta Imposter song. You see, once you're a Jamaican, and even more so if you do reggae music and dancehall music, you have to respect Rasta. Because you grew up in our culture where Rasta, it was basically founded here. You understand? And most of the people where you see we par with is Rasta, even if you're not a Rasta. You understand? You have people that you respect that deal with Rasta thing very serious. So for you come up and just forget monetary gain, you abuse the whole Rasta concept because it sits well more, it go hand in hand with reggae music. So people on the outside can digest reggae music more if it is Rasta at that time, you understand? So I think it's just a matter of I burn out the money where I exploit the whole Rastafarianism movement. You understand? And to me the importance of spirituality is as far as an individual will have to take it. You understand? I think some form of reverence needed in the youth them. You understand? Because it gives you a level of respect. Because when you don't fear our next man, if you have a fear of a greater power, then you will take more consideration with your actions. You understand? But in terms of if you want to be Christian or Rasta or whatever, to each his own, man. Yeah.
A while ago you mentioned dub plates and the business side of the music. Since we've been here at Subconscious Studio, we've just seen you cut a bag of dubs.
Yeah.
And you're one of the most respected artists in the game for dub plates, always flipping lyrics and so on. I remember listening to, it must have been Rhythm Clash, like 2008, where every set they played a dub of Winner.
That's true.
Then the next year, every sound played a dub of Realist or
Song, yeah.
So, I mean, how important is the dub plate culture these days to an artist and the livelihood and the whole business?
These days, I would say it not so much important as it was in the past because, the whole dub plate business is slowing down. You understand? With the whole technology thing, man, I splice up the band. You understand? And then the dance, the real authentic dancehall culture, it kind of, I wouldn't say watered down, but it slowed down a little bit. You understand? So the price of dubs gone down. You understand? The value of dubs gone down too. But it's still ever present and even more than just the monetary part of it. It's nice. You understand? This is a part of dancehall music we're actually really nice and if it drop out of dancehall, we're gonna miss it. So that's just my standpoint.
Okay. Looking at, I mean, the most recent album, you have tunes like Pop in Your Headphones, which is straight roots reggae. But then, of course, in Jamaica right now, you have a bag of hits that are straight dancehall that are getting played everywhere we go. Where is the, how do you keep a balance between the roots and culture side and the dancehall side?
That's exactly how I keep the balance. Just being 100% real. And you understand, we're living our life where we have mood swings. We're very moody. And I wouldn't say I'm the person that get up every day and is 100% good. You understand? 100% reverent and pick the right choice every time. That's not me. Nobody's perfect. So you have to adjust your lyrics and the type of songs where you do with the moods that you go into and the moods that people go into. So if I sing about the girl them and if I sing about the do something and the bad man settings and the this and that, just as well as you can hold back a reason with yourself and sing say, pop in your headphones. You can sing about winner, sing about ambition. You understand? You can sing about she's happy. I show the importance of taking care of the kids them. You understand? Just for every mood, there's a song, I'm going to just sing it.
So what do you have planned for the near future?
For the near future, it's all about building on subconscious music. I have a clothing line come out named OK. I build upon that as well. And just try to get some more artists out there, trying to push out Konshens some more, as well as get some more artists coming through the door. Dario, Delos, Tamado, we can name names from now till tomorrow. You understand? I'm currently a seek a female artist too because I think that needed in a dancehall right now too. So just everything musical, you understand? I'm taking it to the next level.
One thing I did want to ask about, it seems like you voice for European producers more than a lot of dancehall artists in Jamaica. Obviously, you're working with D&H and
Vibration, yeah.
So how do you, how do you come to have those links to the European producers where a lot of other Jamaican artists don't do that?
I don't know it. I think good music just speaks for itself, and anyway the way I ever find it, I tour a whole heap around the world. So if I come to Australia now and there's somebody who are just doing some music we're down there where it just connect with me, I can't just run from it. You understand? Even beyond the whole fact says a business and money have to exchange and something. Without that, but the music side of thing and the whole chemistry, it can't act like it's bigger than the music. And if it's good, it's good. Hands down.
Right there. So to wrap things up, is there a message you'd like to pass on to the listeners back in Australia?
More importantly to the youth, them and make them know say ambition. We use that word like 4 different times in the interview. It's very serious nowadays. Ambition, and make sure say you're always up on the go, always on some food, always look at work. So I say to the listeners them who know Konshens, big up on yourself and keep showing the love. Who don't know me yet, let's go and look out for the works. I sing all type of songs for all type of people. Big up on yourself too.
All right, give thanks. Appreciate your time. Cool. Bless.
This is a prayer to the Father. Guide my steps as you sit on your throne. Show me the way to get me food and me water. And do not make me grudge and body feed them own. Whole heap of people make bad mind take them over. Cause them a try to face it all alone. So me a call upon the strength of the Father to help me to work for me own. Keep bad mind out of my heart. Keep negative out of my thoughts. Me know I say it's easy to pray the wrong way. So Jaja, please guide me every day. Keep bad mind out of my heart. Keep negative out of my thoughts. Most I bless me, yeah. Bless, guide and protect me.
Konshens speaking to me there back in July 2012 from his home in Havendale, Jamaica. It's interesting that we talked about the balance between reggae songs and dancehall in that interview, because I feel like the balance definitely shifted in favour of dancehall for Konshens after this. He's even done a lot of soca dancehall crossover tunes in recent years. There was a particularly noticeable change in him after 2016, when his brother Dallas, who he mentioned in this interview as an early inspiration, committed suicide. That obviously hit Konshens extremely hard, and he said in an interview with Jamaica Observer last year that his life was in some ways on hold after that. That's it for this one. Thanks as always to my supporters on Patreon, the Real General Empress Irie, and the Idrans Tom Tanaki and Ben Debney. If you appreciate the podcast and you'd like to support it, you can become a patron at patreon.com/Jesse_I_interviews for as little as a few bucks a month. That money has mostly gone to covering the hosting costs so far, but I used the extra recently to buy a much better quality dual mic system than what I've previously used on my trips to Jamaica. Now I just have to get back over there again, but that's a whole different saga. Of course, the other way you can support the podcast is by giving it a positive review on whatever podcast platform you use to help it reach a bigger audience. Thanks for listening. Eyes as every time.
Them say if I left the block, me still up on the block again. Smoking and sipping any like my medicine. So much demons, I think I need a reverend. I cross myself every night, me now want to see the feds again. Enough of me dogs, I make now for stress again. And mama now fi worry about the rent again. Say the wrong word and I go see your head again. I'll let you your chest beat if this one I'm a brother them. And we don't worry about no man, we say you're them on the corner. Not to do bad up, best go bad up your mother. Hit them with a silence, so that tututup on them. Them not in a fire, just a tututup on them. The dogs, them do a lot of dirt. Only for them friend will make them pitch up on a shirt. Load up 30 round and dump them in your shirt. Load up 30 round and them bury on the dirt. I just so we grow, we no care angry. Coming from the chopper, every nigga hungry. Judge I know the story, but them a judge we. Spin the block and dash about tree. Tabla, yeah, me dogs, them must free. You know, be worried cause a G, keep it a G. Gang life, it's wildlife. Now we're up on the ends, getting lit for no reason. Get the youth feel rich for no reason. Know me have the Benz with no key. Strap next to me, and a bad gal with Fibari. I'm just in my lane, trying to focus on the bread. Mama asks me why me ain't tougher than lead. Mama all me know me keep one in her head. Me know I'm a giant and I'm a nigga that we're dead. Get a youth up on the Brook Valley and Sherlock. Living like Tony Montana with the Warlock. Long time the system, and we in a headlock. Too much of me liquor, them a hold it on the sale block.
I heard that you moved out of town and you buy peace of land and you change.